Give me the hand clap again. We are here, we are active, we're back. For God so loved the world, He gave us greatness. 1/3 of the Free Smoke legacy. I'm here with my brother.
Hey.
My friend.
Bro.
Oh! The
my
Unleashed album.
What's good, bro?
The album just dropped. It's called Unleashed.
Yeah.
There's this story I know, right? Sengemenge told me a story one time. How the name Unleashed came about. Just confirm for me if not wrong story talk. Like it was between you, him, and this journalist. What's this journalist? Where you are there arrest many times? Agbaja Lingo. Okay. Like when you guys were looking for something to come for your first live concert.
Yes, that's true.
Like
bro.
it was in his office that you guys say
Unleashed.
Unleashed.
I think that was when he was released from prison, and then we just had that conversation. You know, that's true. I don't even forget, but funny enough, I get more retentive memories. So,
like take us through the journey, right? Because me, I came to Calabar 5 years ago, and in this few time I've been in Calabar, I've seen your tremendous growth. You know, I remember when there was this argument in town where they say comedians they use artists' head, they go use them do show, they no go pay them.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 to you hosting the biggest show like by an artist by a long mile in the city, right? Yeah. Just bring us through that growth, that process.
I just felt like the artistic space needed a savior.
Savior.
In the sense of, you know, putting out these concerts, because I feel like we weren't really doing shows then. It was just comedians and other show, organizers. But, thank God I started and we did it big, and since then, everybody has been doing it. So
like
it's always beautiful to be a pace setter. So I see that everything is moving now, and that's beautiful.
Let me just looking back at it. Is that like from season 1? How many people was at the Dome for season 1? Like, give me a rough estimate.
Season 1 was sold out already. Season 1 was sold out. We've never had
but it was not as sold out as season 4.
We've never had an Unleashed concert that wasn't sold out.
No, season 4
because when we're talking about sold out, we're talking about the venue capacity.
Yeah.
What we used, season 1 was sold out. The venue was sold out. You get season 4, the venue was also sold out.
Like so season 4 was a madness.
Capacity. Yeah, we grew out of using halls, using venues. We had to take it to, an outdoor, and the fan base has grown over the years, and we needed something bigger. So that's I'm trying to get to your question, talking about
the growth,
checking the capacity, like the crowd. It depends on the capacity of where we are using. So season 1 was sold out, 2 was sold out, 3 sold out, 4 sold out.
And I see billboards.
And 5 will be sold out.
I'm seeing billboards already.
Yeah, the Unleashed concert is an annual event. We all know that. Comes up every November. So already we are preparing, we are gearing up. But I'm speaking to my team, and we are working at doing something different this year. So we are planning something very different, something very shocking. So we are working on something. Soon enough, we will know.
Like the album now is Unleashed, right? I've been listening to this album. I get one theory that like you are unleashing the lover boy part of you, because there's a lot of love songs on this album.
Yeah.
Me, I know you before. You are very conscious, driven, right? There's a lot of social issues appeal when you're in your music. There's a way you connect to like the average person on the street. But this time, like I say, you just focus on love.
I think the Unleash, if you listen to the name Unleash, talks about me coming out of something, coming out of the box, being versatile. So, these things play roles to the music I make and all of that. And big shout out to my team and everybody that works with me. Big shout out to my guy G-Boy. We co-wrote a lot of the songs.
Yeah.
Everybody was a vital instrument to making this project work. So, Unleash, as the name implies, we've already had the concert for about 4 years actively.
Back to back.
And I felt like it was important we keep the name. We'll have a project that holds that name forever. Because, the album Unleashed would always ring on the minds of people.
And there's something you did on this album. A lot of the songs they are new songs, but they are not new to anybody that's been to your concert.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Like I was playing you Body today, right? And the
Yeah.
first time I heard Body was on your concert.
Yeah.
Right? Was that a deliberate strategy to make people appreciate this song on your concert? And sometimes when you go on stage, right, when you're performing with that whole live band garage, right, there's this these songs are not they are very familiar to people who
Yeah.
people when they come your show,
Yeah.
people when they pay ticket to come see you perform. Right?
Yeah.
Was that a deliberate strategy?
I think it's deliberate because it's one of the ways we were trying to see how the project will sound to people. Because I think one of the things we ignore in this part of the world is album listenings, letting
Yeah.
people criticize projects before you put it out.
Yeah.
And I think this album, I would say, we doing that also has helped the album, come out well. Because bringing a lot of people, music lovers, artists,
Yeah.
and everybody selecting, you were a part of that procedure.
I'm very
And
grateful.
if you can listen to the album, it is on point. Even the numbering,
The way layer,
very,
the way,
very on point. So I think everything we do about music is strategic. You should know that everything that has to do with the grind is strategic. We have to, let's do it like this. It has to be like this.
Position,
Because,
I'm like you.
there is no luck here. Everything is strategic. You get so we sit here right here.
The strategy.
Strategic, yeah.
Fact. But let's look at the strategy. There's a song while we were reviewing the album, I told you, man, I do not like this song. And you brought it up before before the cameras came on. And
Yeah.
like that song is going.
Rumbo.
It dey go.
Truth is, I've had a lot of reviews coming for the album. Rumbo is one of that song a lot of people love. You get, I could share screenshots. I'm going to send you screenshots so you use it on the DT numbers stuff. So, people love Rumbo. You get, and then if you listen to Rumbo, it's a very quiet love song. I love Rumbo personally. I remember when before the album launched, I was just driving with a friend of mine in Queens in New York, and I was just playing Rumbo. I was just playing Rumbo, and she was like, "This is the best song. I love this on the album." But it's all good. As I said, it's important for people to criticize, as long as it is constructive.
So let's go to like you creating this album, right?
Yeah.
I look at song like Body, right?
Yeah.
What was your mindset in writing that song or in putting that song together?
As I said, I co-wrote the song with a lot of people. G-Boy was also a co-writer on the
Shout out to
project,
G-Boy.
and everybody. So, it depends on what was going through everybody's mind.
It was a collective
It
mind.
was a collective mind. Everybody thinks something.
Yeah.
So I think what was going through his mind was going through his mind,
Yeah.
and what was going through my mind was going through my mind.
Oh.
And then again, we came together and we put it together. So whatever was going through our minds gave birth to something beautiful.
Challex,
Part I love about the Body song is the melodies. Something people don't really see me do.
yeah.
Trying to get melodies, trying to play with things and stuff. So
Like a lot of people say, man, they know Challex, but they don't know the person Challex. Or Charles of Fame, as it is.
boy, nothing.
Who the fuck is Charles of Fame?
Bro, CDB is just here. Just a simple guy trying to get things going, trying to make ends meet, push my hustle, preach the Afrobeat gospel, and fly the crossover flag.
Yeah.
I have a lot of us who are flying this flag. Shout out to all my brothers putting in work, Young Bone, Upper Rex, Teddy Banty, everybody.
Putting in
Mention
work,
everybody, Shady J, plenty inside
Yeah.
really fly this flag. So
Of course.
big shout out to all of them doing it. So I really appreciate what they're doing. I'm just there doing my part.
Look, it's easy to get tired of Calabar and just relocate or like go hustle somewhere.
Yeah.
You're somebody who's well traveled, but you keep coming back here to set a pace, to show an example, to inspire the younger ones, right? To put out product. Why is this city so
Calabar is
important
an
to you?
untapped space for me. Still very untapped. In as much as we've had so much exposure from the Calabar Carnival and all of that, I feel we have a lot of talent here that are still very untapped. And that is why we are trying to show the world to Calabar. Do all we can. As you've said, I've been opportune by God's grace to move around the world a lot, and
Yeah.
I still feel there is something I gotta do here. You know, all the guys who have done this before me, who have been there before me, I think they abandoned the space.
Yeah.
And because if everybody relocates, if everybody goes and don't come back, you know, how are we gonna grow? So I'm trying not to make the mistake
Everybody before
my
you
senior
made.
men
Yeah.
have made. Because if you can see, this is me being truthful. It's difficult for a lot of them to come back and do stuffs, and people come out. Because
Why do you feel like
you cannot abandon
Why
people
you
for
feel
this
so
long,
difficult?
and then you come back to you
Yeah.
get me. People need to see that you're here. You
That
always
you care
come
about
around.
them.
Yes, I'm always on the move. 1 minute I'm here, I'm there. Soon enough, in a couple of weeks, I'm back to that space, traveling. Got to be in Canada and all of that, pushing the hustle, America and shit. But it's very important that we come home and push home.
Like, why is it important to you? Because me, I see that like, you're very deliberate with it. Like, you come back for your concert, you come back
I
to...
love the city. I love the city. Calabar to me is like a project, a personal project to me. I love the city. I see the talent. I see how far we struggle. And I just want to be that guy that anybody can look up to and say, if Challex is still pushing this hard,
Yeah.
I want to still push. It's just an angle of hope for anybody pushing, because we all are still pushing regardless. I'm still pushing. I'm still struggling with certain aspect of my life, the hustle. I have complaints. I feel bad about a lot of things.
Yeah.
But then again,
Yes.
this is our city. This is
Yeah.
my state.
Yeah.
You know, when we just look around and check the whole, space of celebrities out there, I can assure you that we don't really have men up there anymore. We don't really have people up there. If you can mention, tell me. We don't have people, so we need to come home and start trying to push our local talent, push them as much as we can. It's not easy. We do our beats, and I'm doing my beats, so
There's a question that I want to ask. I want to know about the strategy that, like, it's popular. Like, people say, man, it's difficult to push P here. It's difficult to make money here. It's difficult, right? And is there like a roadmap that you see that, like, oh, you are giving the younger ones game or every other person to say, man, this is it.
Truth is, it's difficult to push hustles. Whether you're pushing from Calabar, from Lagos, or wherever, it's difficult. It's just that Lagos already is like the center of music, so it's easy to assess. But then again, I have how I work. I could be here, do a lot of stuff. If I need to do the major moves, I travel to Lagos. I'm there. I shoot my video with big producers, directors. I feature wherever I want to feature, and I push my stuffs on big screens. We can push it from anywhere. In as much as Lagos is that. It's perceived to be the center of music, which it is, but we can always push from here, do our stuff from here. Thank God for the internet.
Yeah.
You get, because you can't tell me content creators and creatives are all gathered in Lagos. You get, Boy Lona blew up from the north. You get, so the Modu Black from Abuja. Everybody get their space to get things done. But at the end of the day, social media puts us in that space for us to sell our contents to the world and still try to go to where it's happening once in a while, depending on your pocket and what you can do. Because then again, we have to look at financing. Going to stay in Lagos for somebody who can't pay house rent of $1 million naira is an issue.
I swear.
You need to work according to your budget so you don't pressure yourself and then lose it.
I swear.
You get me? So I work around my budget and still try to make moves when necessary and then chill when necessary.
This, like you said earlier, in December there's usually the carnival, blah blah blah, and there's usually government support, right? With the efforts and the strength or like the energy you've put into Calabar, right? Has government reciprocated in any way?
I would say over the years it's been rough from that angle, but I'm not the guy who praises people. You get me?
Yeah.
When you do stuff, I give you a shout out, and I will take this opportunity to give a big shout out to Double E. He has changed the narrative.
What was the narrative?
The payment was really crazy.
There was the time you guys were earning 20K.
Yeah, I have been in that space, bro. But right now, as I speak to you, I earn 6 figures. And every year my figures go up. And then Mr. Double has made it, a point where you need to work.
Yeah.
And if you're working, your figures will go up.
Yeah.
And so far so good. I've seen him do it. I've seen people overpay.
Yeah.
You get, and that is a government or a government that wants the artists to work.
Yeah.
We still expect more. It's a slow process, but for the past 2 years they've been in office, I will tell you it's been
better than the past 8 years.
It's been 90% better. Let me say 100% better, because bro, we all know these things. We're all complaining. If you check it now, you'd hardly hear those complaints.
But there's also this issue of there's just too much attention for December. There's 11 months before December. What are the structures that our government people are putting in place, right, to make sure that people do not go hungry before December?
I think we need to look at the fact that government send us sing songs. You get, as an artist or a creative, you need to put yourself in a position where you can survive before the December to me is like an additional money you can make as a creative in this state.
To take back car.
You understand? So if you, from January, you are waiting for the government, that's your P.
No, people are also saying that it's not just payment of artists. There's also institutions that needs to be solidified because last year there was an audition process for artists. That any process that has audition means that you do not know your market, you do not know. There's no structure to tell you that this person is putting out product and the product is moving. This person is pushing out product and the product is moving. So now it's just guesswork. Right, that there are institutions that government should also put together or put in place, so that it does not just appear that we only care about music or the creative space in December.
Yeah.
Right. There's also a trajectory where people can grow. You understand? And I see that with you going back to the album. But there's something I noticed of this album. There's just a lot. You featured very. You will be people, right? But there's not a lot of people on this project.
If you check my works over the years, I'm not really big on collaboration. I'm not really big on collaborations. I do collaborations, but I'm not really big on collabs like one now. Though I wanted to have a couple of my friends on this album, about 3 of them. I reached out, but our time was limited. We had to put stuffs up. I was supposed to have Shady J, Youngbone, and Upper X on this project. But before I could reach out, we just had some delays here and there, so we couldn't meet up. But that doesn't mean we haven't done stuff together, and I still have it in mind to do stuff with them. So
Back to the person of Charles Ofem. Charles Ofem is an amazing football lover.
Yeah, I play football very well. Very skillful. I just got highest goal scorer.
No way. When we get highest goal scorer, now shake him.
I'm gonna be playing to this man. You don't love or bring him, go ahead.
He said they shake him, and now you got shake him.
Oh, they gave me that shit. I deserved it.
But what is football for you?
I love football. I've loved football from childhood, and I played football, so I love it. I love football. If not for music, it's football. You get, but I still play. I still have time to play. I still play competitions. I'm still active though. I still score goals. I still win individual awards. So who knows? Chelsea could come.
You get dread too.
Yeah.
And your sister.
They almost signed me last time around at Tekon. I said no, I'm not ready for it. They came for me. Just like the way they came, they maxed themselves, almost took me away. So I was like, no. That's some GT Bank stuff.
Congratulations again on the release of the album. Moving forward, what should we expect from the band moving forward for this album? Are you taking the time off? But I'm not seeing you taking time off because after your birthday Disney party, the next day there's
no time off, bro. There's no time off. As it is right now, we've started. We're always on the road, bro. So the album is out. I've been having series of meetings with my team, strategizing on ways to push it, creating budget plans and all of that, and so we are really working on getting that done. I should be in Atlanta in a couple of days. for an event.
Wow.
So I will be out for a while. Just need to take some time out, rest, and also push the album in America. See where I could go to get a couple of stuff done. So, no time of November the Unleashed 5.0 is back, and as I said, we're planning something very different from what everybody would want to expect from us this year. But as usual, it's gonna be entertaining. I'm still recording.
Of course.
I've been in the studio a couple of days with Baji and the rest of the guys. We are still recording. Music would always come, so
Yeah.
we are recording, we are working.
I
we
heard
are
the song. I
performing.
heard the song with the commissioner.
Yeah, it's a beautiful piece.
What was it like working with the commissioner of finance?
Mr. Michael Ekere is a correct commissioner. He's a big bro, he's a big friend. Even still say he's a father because he has stood in so many positions for me. So being in the studio with him, seeing him vibe, he was really happy. To what we could create, what we could think about.
Yeah.
Having Baji,
Abri
and Uche in the
yeah.
studio, Sosa, Part for Peace, Magic. It was all magic. Yeah, he was happy. We could see that, and we are going to shoot the video as soon as he gets back to the country. So, even working on putting it on big screen. So it's something big. So, it was beautiful. For us, it's our job. We're always in the studio, so it's nothing too fancy or too, serious. So that's just what it is.
The Unleashed album is out everywhere right now.
Everywhere
right now. What is that one? Man, before we go, right? Your relationship with your mom is very unique.
Yeah.
Right? Like you posting her every time, or like just commenting or giving like pointers to like, oh, your mother's love and your love for your. Take us through that journey, right?
But my mom is one part of my life I don't joke with. My mom saw me through school with a zero budget since I lost my dad 15 years ago. So it's
zero budget.
It's been her. When I say zero budget, I don't know how she did it.
Yeah.
I know there was basically no money, but I was going through school, paying fees. I was alright. In as much as then in school, I was still doing music, small 2K, 3K shows. We still use and hold up, but she was a major figure in my life. She stood in several places to make sure things happen. And I know she's always praying for me and stuff, so, I can't joke with that kind of love, that kind of undiluted love. That's
undiluted.
That's some real love there. So
that's right.
I think she's one of the reasons why I'm always on the road, because if I can't give her a good life, then I failed.
Facts.
You get so. She knows I love her. She knows I listen to her. I respect her. It's very, very vital. No matter where God don't carry me, shift small. I don't. When she say, "Hey," I dey listen. So we get that bond. And it's not just about my mom alone. I'm very particular about people's mothers. A lot of people's mothers I'm very close to. My friends.
What are people's daughters?
Those are very cryptic, Elvagovic questions. I think my friend Danny would have a better explanation about people's daughters. I just know how I'm close to people's moms, not daughters.
Facts. Thank you for coming.
Danny, Blaze, Uche, they all have answers to that.
Shout out to the team.
I need to say this before I leave. I think I don't really say this, but big shout out to my team. Big shout out to my manager, especially. Blaze is a great guy. We get our issues once we fight, we jump, but it's a great guy. I love him. I love him.
Yeah.
Big shout out to my team, Danny. Band Legado, handling the band. He's a good leader. He's a great leader. Big shout out to Che, one of the best vocalists we have. I have people coordinating things, and it's so beautiful to be able to sit with them and plan stuffs. It's really beautiful, yeah?
Yeah.
To sit with people in your quiet space, plan stuffs, and they come to reality. Back to back, we've sat down, we've planned, we've created, we've done so much, and we'll sit down and we'll watch it happen, in as much as we have to put in a lot of work to see it happen, but it's something beautiful. And I give a big shout out to them, to all my backup artists, Star, Mary, Virtue, Goodness, you know, my guys, Demon Keys, Bara, then my sax guy, Cassidy, Bleed, my lead guitarist,
guitar,
Ima,
yeah.
the bassist. So many shout out to give, you know. Big shout out to Jaro Davids,
Yeah.
you know. Big shout out to Free Smoke. You all have been a vital part of my life and my growth, and these are things I don't take for granted.
So
Thank you.
if you want to introduce anybody to this album, what track should they go to?
I really wanted to have Fino on Chop Life.
Heavy tune.
Yeah,
Heavy tune.
you know,
I hear confirm to me. I hear Uchi's voice as I listen to her. Was it part of the writing team?
Confirm. Uche was not there when we were recording Confirm.
No, confirm Chop Live. Like
Chop Life. Yeah.
you gave
Uche-
writing
Uche-
credit.
Uche was around. Yeah, you will input voice, so credits to go around. You know how the music space
That's
is.
right.
Like,
They will give you a
royalties
something.
for so
Heavy tune. Chop
it's
Live.
a lot.
Challex D Boss is the name. The Unleashed is the album.
Yeah. Thank you.
No. Baba.
So we no go get time with all these my guys sit down with just the all these men there.
Good one for up now.
For another one.
Right now.
Okay.
That will be
Okay,
another
this
one.
one. All right.
But now the video we need them for the most important thing. Come here.